Sunday in Boston, sailing on the Charles River. Beautiful day, peaceful. Sunday in Boston Garden. Urgency for the New York Rangers. The defending champs are not certain of defending yet. For 67 seasons at Old Boston Garden, Rangers have faced Bruins. With a new arena next year, today is the last regular season game. Good afternoon, everyone. Along with John Davidson, I'm Mike Emmerich. An historic matchup in this wonderful place. Star-studded lineups, but a critical game for the New York Rangers.
Certainly is, Mike. This is a situation where the Rangers would like to try and get something, a win or a tie here this afternoon, then go home and have 4 of their last 5 on home ice, including a game tomorrow night with Washington. So they're hoping a springboard out of Boston will get them going the rest of the way.
Well, remember a couple of weeks ago we were talking about a Rangers team that had lost 7 straight. Why have they gotten it going, and who's done it for them?
Well, basically their forwards have been going, but now Brian Leetch has really stepped it up, and when he steps it up, he's one of the best defensemen in the game. He's had 6 assists in his last 2 games. The power play starting to go because of Brian, and he's requested more ice time, getting it and starring.
Well, the Boston Bruins have won 3 straight games now. What makes this team tick?
Well, again, they've got some great people too, with Oates and Neely up front. The whole world knows that they're world-class players. But on the back line, they have a pair of Don Sweeney and Raymond Bourque. And Raymond Bourque, a 16-year veteran, who, by the way, was the idol of Brian Leetch when Leetch was growing up in Connecticut, not too far from here. But Bourque has been just rolling. He leads the league with 193 shots on goal. He shoots from everywhere. He is, without a doubt, the key to the Boston Bruins.
Craig Billington will remember April 7th, the day he came from Ottawa, last in the league to the Bruins. 4th straight start. He's won the last 3. He had no wins at Ottawa. Glenn Healy, 11th start, 8th away from Madison Square Garden. That average that you'll see in a moment is the 5th best of all the goalies. Massachusetts-born Mark Fawcett from Springfield, the referee. Jean Morin, Brian Murphy, the linesman. And listen to these lineups. Graves, Messier, and Leetch are the starters for the Rangers, with Verbeek and Bukaboom. Neely, Oates, and Bourque are starting for Boston with Sweeney and Murray. And Sweeney wraps it around. Healy stops, starts to flip it along, but it's jabbed behind by Bukaboom. 6 huge star caliber players, all on this small garden ice at the same time. And one of them, Adam Oates, has it. Oates now back over to Bourque. Fed back for him, but Oates will regather in neutral ice. Normally a rink is 185 by 200. This one is 191, 9 feet shorter, and 83, 2 feet narrower.
And I think for the goaltenders, Mike, they have to make quicker decisions in this building because the ice surface is so much smaller.
Leetch with a shot that's deflected down. Graves flipped one that's knifed away by Sweeney. In to get it is Pat Verbeek. Flipped one that is knocked down by Raymond Bourque and shoveled ahead to Cam Neely. Goaltenders here are kind of like at the bottom of a funnel, aren't they?
They are narrow corners, not much room behind the goal, and here goes Brian Leetch. Again, these big players we talked about all are on the ice against one another.
Leetch scores! Marvelous move by Leetch. It's 1-0 with 1:10 gone.
The Bruins have made a change on the blue line. Don Sweeney had gone off the ice. Bourque was on the ice for 1:10. Kasatonov had taken the place of Sweeney on left defense. There you see the Rangers holding up 2 Bruin players so Leetch can grab the puck, and away he goes from his own blue line. There's Kasatonov, number 6. He just got off the bench onto the ice, and Leetch beats him to the outside, beats Billington through the legs, and it's a first shot on goal by the Rangers. Again, Kasatonov, you see Leetch slow down, slow down, slow down. Now he changes gears, goes wide. Watch the legs open to the goaltender, and the stick's out of the way. 1-0 the New York Rangers.
Leetch unassisted. It has been just a few hours less than a week ago that Mark Messier delivered a lecture between periods 2 and 3 at Nassau Coliseum in their game with the Islanders. In the 7 periods since, Messier has had 7 points and Leetch has had 7 points. We talk about the big guys showing by example. They've done it. And the Rangers have won 4 of their last 5 and have the first goal here.
Mike, 41 goals that the Rangers have been involved with, for or against. The last 41 goals, Leetch has been on the ice for 31. For and against. Can you imagine 31 of 41?
Donato has it taken away by Nedved. Peter Nedved, who's had the hot hand lately for the Rangers with a goal in each of his last 4, including 2 winners. Number 10 battling on the boards. Puck kicked over to be played by Osborne. Osborne tried to jam it to the front. John Roloff turned it over to Hughes, and Brent Hughes sends it down.
4 times in the last 2 games, the Rangers have given up a goal right around a minute after scoring a goal. And that's something that the Rangers staff has talked about, and they're trying here to keep the Bruins from getting a flow going. So Brian Sutter talked to us before the game, stated that he's got 2 of his top 5 forwards out of the lineup, Smolinski and Stumpel. That hurts them. He said the size is good for them. He said they have the biggest wingers in the league, and he wants them to grind the Rangers down. And for the Rangers, what they want to do is hit Raymond Bourque at every opportunity, not allowing Bourque to get back into the game after he makes a pass.
Puck to the back. Carputs off a shot, and that went wide. Wells put it on goal. Punched right out by Craig Billington. There have been stretches with almost every team in the league of strength and weakness in this short season. Both of these teams have had them, and during both, the future of their coaches, Brian Sutter and Colin Campbell, have been called into question. Huscroft with a shot that went wide. But both are strong now. Kovalov, run off by Cherkasky, but some help from Karpatsev to put it back in. Craig Billington. Just 1 loss in 5 games here with the Boston Bruins. Osborne. Out in front for a shot that deflected off a leg and went wide. Fred Knipscher laid it ahead, but Leach took over away from Moger. Knipscher hammered by Kovalov. Rushing ahead is Brian Leach. Drops it over for Kyprios. Leach spun around by Sweeney and can't get there. Shoveled over to Cam Neely and kicked right back again to Glenn Murray. Murray in for the Bruins, trying to get by Bookeboom. Murray dropped it along for Neely. Cam Neely put one right into Healy, but he held. 3:28 gone in the first period. Leach's goal, the only one.
Kasatonov, he was beaten by Brian Leach for the first Rangers goal, and he missed the shift already. I think you're going to see Raymond Bourque get double shifted. Brian Sutter is obviously not happy with Kasatonov on the play.
You have to think that's not the first time in his life for that, because he played for Viktor Tikhonov in Russia for a number of years.
Well, Kasatonov's been a great player, but when you get into the doghouse early, you sit at the very end of the bench, and that's where he is.
Oh, saved by Healy. Oh, and another save!
How about that for a play off the face-off? Neely squirted in. He's a right winger. He was lined up on the left side, and so he can get the quick shot off the draw. And Murray, who's over on the right side, got the rebound on Glenn Healy, and Glenn Healy made the save with a catching glove. There's Neely darting in, right-handed shot. There's a rebound. There comes Murray. That's a complete breakdown by the Rangers.
Bourque with a shot. A little easier for Healy on that, or Neely on that one. Played back ahead now for Murray. And across for Sweeney. The team has played very well in front of Glenn Healy. We're going to try to eavesdrop on him a little bit today. He is a talkative guy out there, and we have microphones placed all around in our special stereo and surround sound mode. Pumped back in by Graves, and Sweeney will go back. Wrapped by Graves. A hit by Verbeek. Adam Oates battles. Graves to the corner. The crunch by Bourque. Tucked out in front. Leach lifted into Neely. Boy, a lot of work by Pat Verbeek to get that loose and feed to the point, but here's Neely on Leach. Ricochet to Messier. Mark Messier's pass for Leach, but right in the way was Sweeney. Oh, Messier and Ted Donato, and in front! Marvelous opportunity, but it would not go.
That was Brian Noonan, who grew up 10 minutes from the Boston Garden. What a hit by Messier to turn the puck over.
Now it's Naslund. Naslin's pass was off a skate. Larmer played it back down. There is very little room. It's been pretty apparent in these early minutes here at Boston Garden. The Rangers leading 1-0. Terrific pace to this game so far, John.
Certainly is. The Bruins have had 4 shots, 3 of them off of 2 faceoffs that they've won in New York zone.
Nedved lost it because of the checking of Donato. Sped back off for Stewart. Back to the Rangers again, but quickly given up to Ted Donato. Cam Stewart walking it on. drops for Naslund. Kevin Lowe. And ahead now for Noonan to carry. With Nedved breaking. Noonan fires across the net mouth wide. Lowe back around, but away from Noonan. John Roloff turns for it. Hustling in is Nedved. Ahead of Cam Stewart, he got it back to Lowe. Tried for Larmer, he'll have to chase. Larmer back for Zubov's shot. Oh, and that one blocked and tangled up in front.
David Shaw had the puck go right into his midsection, and he held on to it. Good hustle by the Rangers to start the game. Just over 5 minutes in, and a lot of loose pucks in the Boston zone. You're seeing the Rangers and the blue sweaters get to them quickly. Here's the high shot. Shaw's got 2 people in front, so he certainly wants to stop the puck and then hang on to it with 2 Rangers standing there, including Brian Noonan. Billington is a stand-up goaltender. He loves to play the angles. By the way, when he was a youngster, first jersey he ever put on was a Boston Bruins jersey, and here he is at 28 years of age playing for the Bruins in Boston. Blaine Locker, the backup, had sinus infection problems. Is okay, ready to play.
Karpatsev a shot that ricocheted away. Koser spun it well wide.
Kasatonov back on the ice now after that first shift goal.
Knipscher hit. Kasatonov steps to it. The jostling off of Knipscher, pinching in Karpatsev, threw one off the goal stick of Billington. Moger brings it ahead for the Bruins, who trail in the game 1-0. Moger flips one right in on Healy, and he'll cover.
This will necessitate a face-off from the same dot where the Bruins have already gotten themselves 3 shots. Rangers have had a difficult time with face-offs this season in their own zone, and they've constantly worked on it. Messier's been the only constant face-off man that's won draws in the defensive zone with a good percentage. And the other centerman that Colin Campbell will use will be Peter Nedved at times. So right away, Colin Campbell comes back with a Messier line, and Messier is talking to the referee, thinking a penalty should have been called on Kasatonov when he pulled down Kyprios. Fawcett's a referee that lets a lot of things go. The lesser things, lets them go. Oates is real good on pulling the puck back.
Couldn't do it that time. Some encroachment on the face-off, so they'll get ready again.
Oates has that shortened blade on his stick. Mark Messier said that keeps the blade stiffer, and he says Oates is strong at pulling the puck back. He's been tossed out, and now Neely takes the draw.
Neely spiked it down. Oates tried to play, flipped on by Graves, and skated down by Verbeek. Right on goal. And into the seats. We're talking about those 2 face-off men. Both of them have had some problems with their hands this year, and that seems like it would be a tremendous problem for guys who make a lot of their living on winning the draws and getting possession and scoring.
Messier had a deep bone bruise on his hand. He said today it's fine now. Oates on his right hand is ring finger. He can't straighten it out all the way, and he can't bend it all the way. So it kind of just sits out away from the other fingers. He has to have surgery at the end of the season. It'll be a 3-month period of time before he's back and strong again. It's a tendon problem.
The first face-off that has been won by Mark Messier of the 5, although there was some scrapping for it. First loss by Adam Oates of the afternoon in their head-to-head competition. One of the wonderful things about this matchup is that we have so many star players on the ice at the same time head-to-head. A collision between Bourque and Graves. And it's Leach walking it on, but offside.
Good play by Neely. Neely was like a football player, a big lineman, and he just put his body in front of Verbeek, who's now skating to the referee complaining that it was a pick play like you see in basketball. But that's a smart play, especially if you get away with it. Cam Neely just held up Verbeek, didn't allow him out of the zone, and the Rangers Leach went in offside.
Did you do a review on Cam Neely and the movie Dumb and Dumber? Would you do that for us right now?
Oh, did they? They said I was Dumb and Dumber. It made a lot of money, didn't it?
Did it ever? Ahead now comes Sweeney. John, I've got to admit, I saw the movie and didn't even know he was in it until the credits. He played the part of a truck driver. He was well made up. Didn't look like anything that we see in the hallway before games, especially wearing uniform number 8 as he is now. Back on now comes Murray. Yanks it for Oates. It came ahead to Murray. Oates knocked it down and put a shot right near the net. That was blocked partly by Leach. Dumped back along. Bourque tried to keep it alive. Played by Murray along for Oates. But it'll be Leach taking over. 7.5 gone first period. Leach unassisted, 70 seconds in. That's the only goal so far. The shots are 5 for the Bruins and 4 for the Rangers. Mariusz Czerkawski of the Polish Olympic team trying to get by Zubov. The battle on, and it's tipped away from Moger.
And Czerkawski loves to shoot. Glenn Healy says he was very surprised at how much he likes to shoot the puck, so he has to be ready as a goalie every time Czerkawski's on the ice.
Knipscher put it back in, and it's Sergei Zubov. You don't run into that many self-taught players, but Brian Sutter was saying that Czerkawski was simply self-taught, taught himself how to play over in Poland.
Kids in Poland, when they played on that Olympic team, they didn't even have tape. They didn't even have enough sticks to play. Everybody else from the other organizations helped them out. This kid's now in the NHL. It's a great story. Offense, he has the goal. Watch him defensively here. Playing Adam Oates, good block shot. Leach is underrated defensively. He does make his mistakes, but he gets a lot of ice time, and in my opinion, very underrated.
Czerkawski for Boston. Knipscher pulls away from Kevin Lowe. Knipscher turnaround shot deflected off the outside of the goal, and Healy hangs on to it.
This is a big line for Boston that's on the ice, and you can see they play with speed. Boston in their last game in New York lost to the Rangers, and they gave up 4 goals that were scored on what we call odd man rushes, 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s. Brian Sutter said they gave up more in that game as far as odd man rushes go than any other game this season. And the key for his team against the Rangers this afternoon was not let the Rangers beat you with a 2-on-1 or 3-on-1. And the only goal that's been scored so far was Brian Leach 1-on-3, beating everybody.
Well, that means your star players, who are among your big snipers, also have to be your better defensive players because they're out opposite one another today.
Certainly, and you just can't give the Rangers, a free-flow team that like to come up the middle like Leach just tried to do with Nedved, that opportunity to beat you that way. The Bruins are very smart defensively. They're a terrific team on the special teams, but they can't go out and make all kinds of mental errors that give the Rangers, especially their good scorers, 2-on-1s.
Puck stolen from Shaw, but he got it back again. And Hughes lobs it in. Out of his net, Healy. Got it over to Leach. Karpatsev hands on to Noonan. Back to Karpatsev again. Trickles to Noonan. Wide of the short side. Ted Donato played it back for Hines. Karpatsev back to Leach, though. And very quickly, it's on the turning stick of Noonan. Wants to go by Shaw. Noonan rammed by Shaw and centered. Roll off, bangs it back off. Kept alive by Brian Leach. Noonan again, but the pass broke his stick. Shaw for Donato. 10.5 to go, first period. Brian Leach with an unassisted goal at 1:10. That's the only one. Hines banks it. Zubov takes it. Shots are even at 5. Penalty-free game thus far. Lowe bangs it back off. Tipped along by Jamie Huscroft. Then off of Neely. Big Cam Neely to the corner. Threw one out in front. Cut off by Verbeek. Starts out with Graves in a 2-on-2. That's Verbeek. Closed right off with authority by Huscroft, and then Huscroft thrown away. Suicide, continue the battle. Graves able to walk away with it. Kevin Lowe tried for Messier. Tipped for Verbeek. Neely chipped it across. Adam Oates goes to get it. Out of RPI, Oates connects with Neely. Big shot! Off the post after going through the legs of Healy. And the puck bounced out in front. It looked as though Mark Fawcett was going to stop play, but he bid it to go on. It's rolled in by Messier. How close can you come and not tie a game?
On a bomb by Cam Neely, and Big Glenn Murray, number 44, was looking for the rebound.
Czerkawski can't get by. It is Leach. Cut off by Oates for Czerkawski, but it's cut off by Bukaboom. Czerkawski comes up with it. Moving in, Leach deflects it, and it went right on goal off of Oates.
Good play. Boston in the game now because they're hitting. And it started with Huscroft and Don Sweeney, and then it moved up ice when the Bruins starting to throw the body around, creating turnovers. Look at this, hit by Moger. Bang! Here's the turnover because of the hit, and a good pass in front. There's Oates all alone. And he ricochets the puck right into Glenn Healy, who makes a good save. Great save by Healy. He'll go down and close up his legs, get his arms close to his body, so the puck can't squeeze through like Neely's shot did. Oates stayed on for a long shift, made a good play by going to the net, and the Bruins starting to hit now. They're starting to hit. When they hit, they get into the game.
Is every game here exciting because of the size of the rink, or what is? Well, then should we shorten all the rinks, John?
We'd need 40 players per team if we went year after year with the way the players are getting now with all their size, Mike. But it is exciting. This is great stuff. The speed and the hitting what we're seeing now.
It is finally Mogers. Knipscher. But then the Rangers take over. Jay Wells angles. Moving in was Koser, and he's taken out. Cherkowski, but then off of Koser, it's thrown back ahead. Red Knipscher out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, lugs it ahead for the Bruins and fires, and it went wide.
What happens when you miss the net here? The puck comes all the way around and out of the zone. You've got to be very careful on bad angle shots. Hit the net at all possible.
It is Cherkowski again. Shoots! Save made by Healy, and he swings it away.
Knipscher was pulled down. I believe Jay Wells will get the tripping penalty. Cherkowski, in an afternoon game in Buffalo earlier, was the game's best player. I think he likes afternoon games. Is he flying here? For 13 on the power play. Donato has the Boston Bruins goal, and that was off a face-off.
Bork to Neely. Book-a-boom. Kept by Sweeney. Don Sweeney to Bork. One-timer, it flew wide off of Leach. Moger rolls it around to Oates. Neely parked right inside the four-man defensive box. Sweeney has to drop back and gives to Bork. 35 gone on the power play. 7:40 to go in the first period. 1-0 on Brian Leach's dash up the ice at 1:10 unassisted. Moger wrapped it behind. Leach drove it off. Bork with a good keep. Close quarters on to Neely. Leach into Oates, but it's back to Bork. For Neely. Wide. Moger fights for it, and then Neely to the corner. Neely off Moger. Punched by Oates. Along now it's Larmer. And Steve Larmer rolls it back out to Noonan, and they make the Bruins chase with 50 to kill.
The Rangers not allowing Boston any time to set up. The key for the Rangers with their penalty killing is not allowing Oates any time with the puck. If he gets the puck, they're supposed to get on him right away. That's their game plan, so he can't make those marvelous passes that he's known for, especially to Cam Neely.
Bruins recoil. Naslund steamed it by Murray. Healy behind. Whips it up for Noonan. Shaw into him, and Noonan can't clear it out. It comes to Oates and then to Bork. Murray's a shot blocked away by Healy. 17 to kill. Steve Larmer flies it back down.
Now Bork and Oates go off, so the entire Boston Bruin power play unit off the ice, and there was only 12 seconds to go when they finally got off. So they're a #1 unit who stays on for the majority of the 2 minutes.
And the penalty to Wells is over. It is Leach pinching in. Could not get by. Glenn Murray after it. Leach on him. Nemchinov came by. Oh, he got away from most of that hit by David Shaw. The battle up the wall, and Naslund tried to chip it out. Knipscher recovers with 6 minutes to play in the first period. Nemchinov able to step by. Sergei Nemchinov behind for the Rangers. Chased off by Huscroft. Knipscher rattles it around. Leach, good keep. Turns it over to Nemchinov again. Kovalov trickled one that went off Knipscher. And so they drop back for another attack. It can happen so quickly here with the short center ice and the way the boards cause the pucks to roll, just as that one does.
So if you can go and be a defenseman and get the puck defensively and move it quickly offensively, you can spring your teammates right up ice quickly. That's why Bork and Leach, as great defensemen, are so good.
Kasatonov will go back to get it. 5:15 left in this first period. Very interesting contest so far. Played ahead now for Hines, moving out with Donato. The wedge came from Nedved. The puck comes to Jay Wells. Hit was Nedved. Noonan hit by Hines. Huscroft fired one well wide. Dug out by Donato. Out in front, and Hughes couldn't get a good shot away. Now it's Noonan back over for Steve Larmer. Kasatonov cut that one off. Dropped it back out. Huscroft sent it back in.
Wells took a run at Huscroft. The hitting now really starting to pick up again. Hughes and Huscroft, when they start hitting, it picks up the whole building.
Hughes' hit was on Karpatsev. Karpatsev able to follow up, but now twists away. He and Jay Wells, the defense pair, out for Colin Campbell's New York Rangers. Tipped by Messier, but gathered by Sweeney. Shots are 9-6 now in favor of the Bruins. Cranked back in again by Bookeboom. Around for Mark Messier. Could not stop it.
The only time this period we've seen Messier's line on the ice, and it hasn't been, or it's not opposite Oates' line.
Graves on Huscroft, and Verbeek right there too. Kind of like a high-low. And it's Huscroft. And Leach steps nicely by one. Brian Leach's pass. Messier has to play a neutral ice away from Knipchier.
Very disciplined first period. We haven't seen 2-on-1s. We haven't seen many offsides. We haven't seen icings. We've seen a lot of hitting and fast pace.
The way Brian Sutter talked before the game, if he had his way, that's exactly the way it would go. The only thing that's wrong for Boston is they're down one on the scoreboard. Latter stages, first period here, this old house. Along get well greetings to Fred Cusey. 41 years the broadcaster for the Bruins, had eye surgery yesterday, is recovering out at his wonderful home on Cape Cod. He'll be back for the playoffs.
Good for Fred. The ball goes well. And here now with the Rangers leading 1-0, the Oates line on the ice for the first time this period and not looking at Messier's unit. See how they do here against a different line.
Oates with a little swing on Emchinov because his stick was held. Off of Kyprios. And in deeper for Lowe.
Well, we said it earlier, this referee, Fawcett, doesn't call the little stuff. And it's kind of one reason why we've had a fast-paced period.
And a lot of hitting.
Yeah, I love it.
Kovalov ahead. Sweeney and Kovalov tie up. Kovalov thrown away. Additional cost.
Sweeney will take the penalty. Kovalov moved his body into Sweeney. Sweeney threw him down. Smart play by Kovalov. Sweeney got stung a little bit. Ranger moves his body into Sweeney knowing he was going to get hit. Sweeney just took Kovalov and threw him to the ice with one hand on his stick. The Rangers will get their first power play. Again, 1 for 13 in the season series against Boston and a Brian Leach goal.
They're better lately, though. 6 for their last 17. Bruins have killed off 80% lately. That's a good percentage, not great. Puck to the back. Zubov.
Watch it now, no stick. No stick.
One-time shot. Score! Messier just laid it right back to him, and the blast from Zubov found its way in. A power play goal for the Rangers. They lead 2-0.
They controlled the face-off, then controlled the puck, and then Messier and Zubov were very patient. Zubov can shoot the puck when he's skating backwards. Look at him, he's skating backwards and he steps into the shot. And you see the screen right in front of Billington. That was his own man, Adam Oates, who had lost the draw. Look at the puck being moved around. There's the shot. You can see where Billington wasn't sure where the puck was. Billington had moved to his right, over to his stick side, because the Ranger player was there. See the stick of the player? That's Verbeek. He had moved to that side, maybe thinking the puck would come there. It didn't. It was the other side.
Zubov on a pass from Messier with his 8th of the year. That's the 5th time he scored on the power play for the Rangers. At 17:26. Messier gets the only assist. Healy watches that one skip by. It is Moger, former captain of Lake Superior State. Sandy Moger up with it for Boston, but taken by Larmer. Nearly too soft to pass, but Nedved brings it on. Knipchier in with Larmer. They cancel. Cherkowski lays it ahead. Magically to Roloff. Leach got the puck. Roloff went down. Shaw back with help from Billington. Good close-off, though, by Noonan. It is Leach, and then on for Nedved. Shoots, and that went off of Billington high.
Nedved has a great sweeping wrist shot. That was the quickness on the shot there. It's amazing, too, to see the difference in Brian Leach's game over the last 2 weeks. He's gone from a player who wasn't very good to a player who looks like an all-star.
Neely tries to work it ahead. Second effort he does. All right, what about Nedved's play lately?
Much, much better because he's battling, Mike. He's taking body checks. He's going down the middle of the ice. And he's battling. He's competing. And that's all the coaches wanted. And who likes it more than anybody else are his teammates. They respect him because he's battling.
It is Messier. Feathers one, hoping for Verbeek. Good close off, though, by Sweeney, and the two go to the corner. Neely back after it. a shot. Spiked high by Bork. Taken by Oates. Ahead for Murray. Across to Raymond Bork. Captain of the Bruins wants to go by Wells and then slams on the brakes. Gets a pass across to Sweeney. Trouble in controlling, though. Able to reflex it to the corner, but then it's Jay Wells.
That was a little play by Pat Verbeek. Oh, did Murray hit Wells? What a great crunching body check.
Ray Bork trying to pick his way through. And then Hines hit by Wells. Some thundering body checks in this first period. Messier punched that one behind. Laid ahead now by Larmer onto the stick of Noonan and back in.
Glenn Murray plays on a line with Adam Oates. At Oates' request, he wants somebody that can grind. And is he grinding at 6'2", 213?
Leach moving in. Ryan Leach with 10 to go. Curls and fed one. Larmer there. Not much to shoot at. A lot of bodies in front of the net. Hughes with the last shot, and it's off of Healy, and the siren goes. Marvelous first period of hockey. The goals come from Leach and Zubov. Healy stopped all 10. 2-0 Rangers.
New York.
As you see some of the activity in the concourse in this wonderful old place, that there's a cushion effect with the glass when you get hit. But Jay Wells was hit so close to the rail. I don't think there was much cushion in that slam by Murray.
I really don't think so either, Mike. It was good body work, good clean body work. Rangers started quickly with Leach. Their power play worked, and their penalty killing killed the only Boston power play of the period. So it was a pretty good, I think, road period for the Rangers. When anytime you come out of Boston ahead 2-0 after one, things are going well.
The Bruins had 10 shots in that period. The Rangers had 8, but 2 of theirs went in. They lead 2-0. MTA. Now they just call it the T near North Station. Next fall, the new place, the Fleet Center. Train station and parking underneath. Just 9 inches away from this one, the old one. And at the end of one, the home team's behind 2-0.
To this point, and the fans involved now with cheering Blaine Locker, who's a fine first-year goalie.
Game summary brought to you by Bud Ice. Leach, first road goal this year. Messier, 14 assists in the last 6, and the shots were 10-8. Blaine Locker in goal now for Boston, Rookie of the Month in February. He dropped 6 pounds with that sinus infection.
He left. He said he's lighter and quicker because of it. The Rangers have not allowed Cam Neely a point in the season series thus far. He has had 8 shots in one game, 6 shots in another, and 3 shots in this last first period. So he's had 17 shots, yet he's not been able to beat the Rangers goaltenders yet this season.
Has there been one player in particular assigned to him?
No, but when you have Graves opposite him, it helps the Rangers because he's one of the few forwards who can match Cam Neely or come close to matching Cam Neely strength for strength.
Boom along the Leach. No carryover penalties or power plays at the outset of the second period. Sweeney brushes it along, and a pass across 2 lines in that short center ice area. Okay, the Legion of Doom, Philadelphia's big guys, those huge trees that can score. Is there anybody here that physically can match them in the playoffs?
I don't think so, unless you take a team who would use 2 forward lines and maybe 2 sets of defensemen and rotate them quickly to play against Eric Lindros and Michael Renberg and John Leclerc. They, if you notice, score a lot late in games or late in periods or in overtime because they wear you down. And they've been unstoppable to this point.
Exactly.
Maybe what you try to do, Mike, is minimize the damage.
Exactly what the Flyers did yesterday in an overtime game against New Jersey. New Jersey and Boston tied for 4th in points, with the Bruins with 3 games in hand. One of them this one, of course. The Devils are idle today as Leach rolls one around that is blocked down by Bork. Sort of a quiet start to this period after a bombastic first. A lot of speed, a lot of hitting. Murray with a shot, directed away by Healy. Back now for Shaw, and that one went off his skate. And it's Cam Neely holding. Oates fed it in front, but it's Leach. Shaw with the keep, and the one-timer that went off Boom. Oates tried to get one on for Murray.
The forward line for Boston staying out, long shifts.
Larmer then to Messier for Larmer, taken down in front, and boy, cracked into the net. It's dislodged. Looks like he went helmet first into the post.
David Shaw will get the penalty as Larmer tried to give and go, gave the puck to Messier and just went right to the net. Shaw was behind him and had to take the penalty, or Larmer had himself a great scoring chance.
One on the power play. Dave Shaw off for hooking at 1:27, and so they'll get it going again with Nedved and Noonan, as well as Joe Kocur. Zubov to working back with Leach. And onto the back to Leach. Then along to Bork. Donato to Hines. Zubov trying to cut him off and did. Oh my. Hines almost ahead on the breakaway. Now back across it comes to Nedved. Nedved spun it along to Leach and sent back around. Dumped up for Hines off of Leach. Slugged by Nedved, and so Zubov will chase. And so Zubov with 30 seconds gone on his team's power play. Ted Donato will chase it down. He and Steve Hines played together on the U.S. Olympic team in '92 and were a penalty killing unit together. Hines out of Boston College, Donato out of Harvard. On now comes Leach. Leach, a Boston College player in his own right. Sweeney lobs one. Hines striding after it. Zubov chipped it along. And then Nedved. And so Leach again. Sweeney thrown back by Donato. Sweeney kicked it back, but it'll be Leach. Not much attack going for the Rangers
no,
here.
It certainly isn't. I think they're going to try and get a change. Yes, they have. And Messier's unit now on the ice. Good job by Hines and Donato of hustling. Don Sweeney with some good plays. Good penalty kills. He bosses #1 in the league in penalty kill.
Messier to the back to Leach. Off of Messier. Turnaround shot by Verbeek is blocked off by Locker. Graves trickled it through to Verbeek again. Pat Verbeek got it back to Zubov. Adam Graves turns with it. And Leach. Zubov right back to Leach again. And Zubov with 15 left on the power play. They play some catch. Well, the Bruins giving him nothing right now. Here's Messier. In deep. Verbeek. Save Locker. Another save on Graves. It is Messier trying to flip one along, but in the way of Sweeney, and the puck back down.
And that was off the mooring. No whistle. Finally a whistle. Everybody's standing around the Boston zone near the goal nets. And Locker comes in to start the second period with 3 splendid saves. Rangers were 1 for 1 on the power play, and here you see 32 Sweeney move up. That puts 2 Rangers in front. Verbeek and Graves. Graves takes the beating. Verbeek takes the shot. A rebound, and Locker makes a good save. Locker knew that the shots were going to be low, and watch his goal stick go down flat here on the ice. He knows the shot will be low. So he takes his goal stick, keeps it flat. There's 1 save. There'll be a second one. Look at the catching glove wide open in case the puck squirts over. Good, smart goaltending off the bench. Graves has had a back operation, and you can see why. Stand in front of the net, you get cross-checked and banged around.
There's not much protection in the uniform there.
Actually, he wears a piece back of padding along his spine to try and help him out. He had back surgery in September in California. He'll go to the front of the net, but you get hit from behind all the time on that spot.
How high does it go up his back?
About halfway. It's about 5 inches wide, probably a foot long. It goes about halfway up his back. And every once in a while, it comes out of his sweater, and they make him put it back in. But it helps him. Here we have the big matchup again. Oates opposite Mark Messier. Leach on the ice, Bork on the ice.
Messier has had 10 shifts. Oates has had 8, 1 shot apiece. Oates has been the stronger face-off man. He has won 6 for 8. Pass ahead now for Verbeek, but that turned away. Oates feeds it on now for Murray and gets it back again. Bork enters the play, takes the pass. Turned aside by Healy. Good tight Ranger checking, so not much steam on that shot from Raymond Bork. Oates goes down. Fans want a penalty. They only get a stoppage of play on an offside.
Yeah, Healy getting a little frustrated. He bangs the puck into the boards. I haven't seen Brian Leach skate like this in a long time. I mean, he's everywhere. Bork moved in to get the shot during this last shift, and it was Brian Leach who got there quickly. Talked about Oates on the faceoffs, Mike. He uses that short blade. It's been talked about a lot through his history. 3 years ago, he was running out of sticks, and he was able to find a match that was cracked. The blades were, so he just chopped off the front of the blade and started using them, and has loved them ever since.
Talked about Brian Leach being a player from Boston College, right here in the city. Boston Bruins have 12 U.S. college players on their roster, 6 college All-Americans, and 6 Olympians from various teams. Follow-up comes from Nemchinov. Good shot saved by Locker. Now it's Kovalov with it. Knipscher on him. John Roloff takes over. and threw it back down. No icing here as it's set up by Healy. Glad you've joined us on Fox this Sunday afternoon from Boston Garden. Along with John Davidson, Mike Emmerich, 2-0 in favor of the New York Rangers. Early stages, as you can see, of the second period. The goal scorers Leach and Zubov. Zubov on the power play. Both Rangers goals in the first period.
How's that for action? 2-on-2. Everybody else stays back, showing discipline. Boy, has that worked. Taxing on the body.
Boy, it takes a lot of effort to go 10 feet, doesn't it? Just to move the puck that far.
Now they get to do it again, maybe.
Kovalov took it outside.
Oh, he should get a penalty here, maybe. He fired the puck down the ice. I don't think the puck went over the blue line, even though the linesman was about 4 feet away from him. Mark Fawcett could have given a penalty out there for delay a game and let it go. As Kovalov got frustrated. Maybe Fawcett saw that the puck wasn't over the blue line either. You know, Blaine Locker has come in off the bench and played like he's not missed a beat. He's had problems with sinus infection. There was 3 days he couldn't get out of bed. And most goalies, well, not most, but a lot of goaltenders hate coming off the bench. They'd rather if the person starts the game, you finish it. And I was one of them. But watching this guy come off the bench, he has really stepped in. He shows a strong mental state and has really played well to start this period.
Boy, both Buffalo and Detroit have had solid dominance in their games this afternoon. Detroit at San Jose and Buffalo against Philadelphia, but they don't have big leads. They've just thoroughly outshot them. Here the shots are 13-12 in favor of the Rangers. In this period, 5-3 in favor of the Rangers. And Leach goes back to take it. Messier and Verbeek and Adam Graves. We mentioned Leach, but not Bookeboom. Off Graves. It is Oates and then Bork. Bork and Sweeney, the defense for the Bruins. Good work by Verbeek, so Sweeney has to help. Oates playing with Glenn Murray and Cam Neely. Bork rushing ahead with it. Bork wants to dip by Leach. Raymond Bork around behind. Bork with a backhander across the net mouth that went wide. Neely chased off by Messier, and Neely wipes out. Messier a pass on to Brian Leach. Leach flings it across, and it went away from Verbeek. Neely just rolling it back out, and it's Graves cranking it back in again.
Raymond Bork, that was a thing of beauty. The Rangers should get credit for covering all his teammates, but Ray Bork made it happen in the offensive zone.
Ted Donato brings it ahead, lays it over for Murray. Turned aside by Healy. Heavy collision, but back ahead comes Larmer with it again. Larmer lays it over for Noonan, able to pick it up. Ryan Noonan around behind, chased by Kasatonov and Neely. Wells pitched Neely away. Meanwhile, it's around for Karpatsev. Off of Nedved. Wells, and Neely cross-bodied him to the boards and glass. Nedved swept it along, and Wells couldn't stop that one. It's back down. You know, the hard work on the boards is one thing. Getting crunched there, if you had any energy left on a shift, that's another, and you can see that Wells did not at that point.
The Rangers are trying to play Neely solid, not give him much time. And Neely is showing his physical strength, knocking people down himself.
Ostrov with a pass over to Hughes. Rammed by Karpatsev.
Watch it, watch it!
Well, they usually have a parquet floor down on this for other events, including basketball, and they keep track of turnovers. But in this neutralized area, you just expect there are going to be a ton of turnovers for both teams.
Been a few, but both teams have tried to play smart defensively. Boston is ranked number 2 in the league, I think it is, in goals against. And you can see how smart they are, but they haven't generated any offense. Now you have Karpatsev taking a penalty, and Boston will have the power play. Karpatsev appeals, and the referee says, no, get out of here or you're going to get more. So this line comes on the ice for Boston. They draw a power play, and Oates can go to work. Smart play, and Boston gets the power play. Kevin Lowe, by the way, has gone to the Rangers locker room, and looks like it could be an injury problem as the medical trainer has gone with him.
Bork cranks it around. One of the most important people on a power play is the guy that takes his position inside the box, but here's Messier moving in. Messier had it poked away by Sweeney.
Don Sweeney may be the most underrated player in the entire National Hockey League. He gets the job done again.
Oates trying to step in. Now Leach. Oates crashed from behind by Bookeboom. Back up it comes to Sweeney. Sweeney fires deflected by Leach. Popped right in the air and thrown back down by Graves.
Sweeney put the shot right where Neely was standing, but Leach would not let the puck get to Cam Neely. Sweeney goes off now. He had a shortened shift.
It's Moger again, moving ahead. Neely and Oates come in, given up to Glenn Healy, then along for Bookeboom. Noonan closed off though by Bork. Back to Neely it comes. Rangers try to get set up. Puck flipped along for Neely. Neely with a shot that flopped aside. Moger cleared it to the back. Bork fires and hit a leg in front. It was Moger. Chopped right into Shaw. Bruins continue to pour it on. Back to the point it comes to Bork again. Bork wrists one. Knocked down in front by Leach. Spike to the front of the net. Scramble, and it's knocked away by Healy. Larmer gives it over to Leach, and Leach with a pass to Noonan. Noonan makes them go back with half a minute for the Rangers to kill.
That may have been a save by Healy on the Adam Oates shot from right in front. Oates is terrific hand-eye coordination. Finds the puck quickly.
Tchaikovsky a drive, and it went wide of the wave of Glenn Healy. Oh, and a heavy hit and a penalty coming up against the Bruins.
And Tchaikovsky, who took that long shot, just missing the net, I think will be getting the penalty. And for the Rangers, Zubov is down. Here's that long shot, heavy shot, just misses on the glove side. Tchaikovsky follows up, moves in on Zubov, and you see the cross-checking push from behind. It was more Tchaikovsky than it was Naslund. I think Zubov just fell into Naslund. You'll see the hit from behind, pushing Zubov, and you see the face, the grimace, as Tchaikovsky hit him from behind. Messier wants more than just a minor.
Zubov looks okay. Tchaikovsky the cross-check at 9:30, and so the Rangers to go on the power play for the third time.
It's more of a push than anything else, but Zubov was hit from behind, so 15 seconds to go on the penalty to Karpovtsov. Rangers now have lost Kevin Lowe, the defenseman. He's out. It must be with an injury. We haven't found that out. And then Zubov was banged up, so that could be a telling tale. And they're a pair generally, Zubov and Kevin Lowe at even strength. So that could be, you know, if Boston starts forechecking more and more and more, it may wear the Ranger defenseman right down.
Both of these teams have the benefit of not having played yesterday, so they are rested for this, what has been a punishing game so far. But what I think everybody expects, it will be a punishing game when they come in here. All right, now the power play begins to the Rangers, but it begins with an offside.
Karpovtsov. The penalty box door is inside the blue line. As the penalty expired, he stepped out and put his team offside.
That's right, where he felt he had been done wrong before.
In the game recently, Brian Leach had 5 assists. There's the door just inside that blue line.
Now, in most rinks, it's just on the outside. As a matter of fact, last week in St. Louis, we noticed in the new rink, right along the blue line.
To the left side, there's Karpovtsov. He was in the zone, even though he hadn't stepped on the ice.
It's being called close. But the good thing, the point you were making, too, is Mark Fawcett has not called it close in terms of the penalties, and that's what has helped make this an exciting game.
Oh, sure. He hasn't called any of the cheap stuff. I think that the one penalty, the last one, was one he had to call.
Kevin Lowe is out with a bruised shoulder. Right now, they're not sure if he'll return. Pat Verbeek. And now Leach jams it to the corner. 1:10 to go on the power play. Midway, second period, 2-0 Rangers. Messier across. Leach shoots. Oh, and that one deflected into the seats. Blaine Locker strong in goal for the Boston Bruins.
Locker's a big kid, too, and as he bumps into the goal net, he'll knock it off the mooring. That's the second time in the period he's done it now. We'll take a reverse angle look at the power play developing for the Rangers, as the idea when you have a power play is to try and recover the puck as much as possible. Then keep the puck wide until you get set up. Rangers have 2 men in front. Look at Leach move in. That's where he's dangerous. And there's the high shot that went off the shoulder, I think, of Blaine Locker. He's a big kid, and he's really competed well for this team this year. In fact, he said when they acquired Billington that Billington better get used to sitting on the bench. And he didn't mean it without any with disrespect. He's just a competitive kid, loves to play, and has played well for the Bruins.
And then came the sinus infection, and it was Locker who had to sit. Messier in, tried to get it over to Verbeek. Leach, but away from Zubov. Good body position by Zubov, and without a stick now is Cam Stewart. Zubov over to Leach. 45 seconds of power play time to the Rangers. Shoved off now to Graves. Right in front of the net is Pat Verbeek, standing in the way of Locker. Now it's Messier. Deals it over to Leach. They just go in the cycle, on back to Zubov. Through the legs to Leach. Leach with a wrist shot, and Knipcher deflected it to the seats.
Cam Stewart was smart. He was without a stick, and he stayed with Zubov as much as possible. That allowed Zubov to put the puck through his legs back to Leach, but Knipcher showed real quickness to get out there and deflect the Leach shot into the stands. In front, Verbeek, who is a good power play man, waits and waits and waits. You see he's outside of the goal crease. Oh, a little hello dolly there from Blaine Locker. Locker trying to look around. Oh, the goaltender getting involved. Old Jerry Cheever's trick right there, Mike.
Jerry Cheevers, you're going to blame that all on him? You did it too.
I was more of an ankle guy.
Tom McVie, the assistant coach of the Bruins, has said, not many want to stand in the front of the net on the power play, but you can earn a great living by doing it. There's Tom.
Cam Neely's one of the best ever at it.
Here is Zubov. Onto the back, Leach. Fires! Knocked down by Locker. Scramble at the front of the net. It is Knipcher up with it and laying it back out for the Bruins. 15 to kill.
Rangers win some more faceoffs, get offense, but be impressed with Blaine Locker's ability to stop the puck through traffic. That's something Billington didn't do on the Rangers power play goal in the first period.
Leach takes his own pass. Noonan feathered it in deeper. Penalty time is up. The teams are back at full strength. Cam Neely turned but couldn't get it. Nedved run into.
So another good penalty kill by the Bruins. The Rangers score, it's 3-0. They're in good shape. The Bruins got the penalty killing with Blaine Locker's goaltending, and it took care of business. Now they've got to regenerate themselves and get some offense going here.
Flip back out again. Oates steered it back ahead for Neely. Tries in close quarters to get it to Oates. Tries again. Larmer threw it back. Shaw and roll off the defense. The word has come from the bench. It's time for a change. Shaw given a good hit by Noonan. Meanwhile, Healy sweeps it with a big goal stick to Zubov. Knocked away by Matt Naslund. Puck pops back, and Larmer can come up with it. Both Kasatonov and Neely seem to turn the wrong way. Thrown out of play at the Bruins bench. Midway in our contest this afternoon from Boston Garden, 2-0 Rangers. About 80 feet up to those rafters where they hang the banners, so somebody with a rather high-risk insurance policy took care of our Fox banner today.
You know, this building was originally built for boxing. And recently they spent $300,000 to do a study on where to build a new one here, a new building in the city of Boston. And they decided to build it 9 inches from this one. $300,000 study. So I was told on the trolley tour yesterday.
Well, they've made use of all the space. It's 9 inches between this one and the old one, and or the new one rather. And then on the other side of the new one, it's 2 feet from Causeway Street. Wow. And it is 8 feet away from Storrow Drive.
And you know the biggest key? It will have air conditioning. This one does not, and it has created problems in years past. And there's been a lot of memories. There certainly has. It's been a joy to be in this building all these times over the years.
You see our cameras there? We are sitting right next to those. Our location is the best there is in sports, and there are a lot of reasons that we'll miss old Boston Garden, but that's one of them.
That's one of them. It certainly is. By the way, I mentioned Boston's second in goals against. I correct myself, and I apologize. They're sixth in goals against.
Sweeney's toss deflected to Verbeek. Moving back out with Graves. Verbeek tried for Graves. Graves followed up and put it right off of Raymond Bourque. Neely chipped one that's gloved down by Messier. Leach turns and spins wide.
It is something to watch. Cam Neely opposite Adam Graves. 2 premier power forwards, and they've gone nose-to-nose shift after shift here.
Mark Messier lays it across for Bukaboom. Can you imagine the punishment on those two if they went through maybe 5-6 games of a playoff series?
Oh, man. The Rangers have a home game tomorrow with Washington. I'm sure Washington enjoying watching this game with all the hitting.
That's Naslund turns it back in. Cam Neely goes to get it. Healy punched it along, but right into Neely. Leach battles. Gets it back again on a little feather pass from Pat Verbeek, and it's sent back down. Huscroft back for the touch-up. So it's 2-0 Rangers. Still quite a while since we've seen a goal. Zubov around now. Karpatsev dropped it further. Osborne there, right on him, Moger. Rangers can move it further, but Kasatonov cuts that one off. threw it out of play right into the backhand grabbing glove of Craig Billington, the backup goaltender now after having played the first period and given up the 2. He conducts hockey schools in the summertime, and I have a feeling that this summer, due to the trend in the NHL, he's going to teach goaltenders how to put that stick right flat on the ice, because every week on Fox we're seeing more guys doing it.
All over the place. Right down. See the heel there on the stick of Blaine Locker, quite rounded so he can handle the puck and shoot it off the boards or the glass when necessary to move it up ice.
You're telling me that's going to change, though, goaltender sticks?
There's a thought of what they call a hammerhead goal stick that's being developed that has an extended heel. But if that is the case, I don't think you'll be able to put the stick flat down to the ice surface like we saw Locker do earlier in the period.
Cherkowski and Knipcher did not get the pass. Turnaround shot went off of Nemchinov and popped behind. Fired back around. Kovalov in a race with Kasatonov for it. Locker has to cancel it, but Kasatonov up with it. Flipped one on to the turning stick of Mariusz Cherkowski. Knipcher brings it on, along with Sandy Moger, but it's brought right back now by Kovalov. Alexei Kovalov angled one off. Ryan Noonan there. Shaw on him, but Noonan steps by. Out in front. Nedved couldn't get the shot away as Knipcher was right on him. Sandy Moger on the wall and Nedved right into him. Noonan turns. Kasatonov on him. Those boards sweep so much in shallow proportion along the turn there to sweep toward the net that there is just virtually no room for anyone to step along in making a play and get behind. Next year it'll be different. Just an elbow up to the glass, and the elbows that are coming from the other side certainly been prominent today. Farmer rolls this one around, trying to get back up as Noonan. Donato on him, twisting with it is Nedved. Peter Nedved swung one back along. Steve Larmer there. Donato on him. Rolled around behind. Hughes steps to that one. Larmer moving in on Shaw. A lot of jostling behind and out in front. Larmer and a save made by Locker right at the goal line.
Oh, it was that close. And Locker gets out of there as the scrum develops. Noonan and David Shaw met in behind the goal line. The puck was put around, and this time Locker's goal stick got down a hair late. The puck squirted underneath it, but it stayed underneath his goal pads. Here's Shaw taking down Larmer. Watch Noonan come in on Shaw, bump him, boom, and see the puck get taken by Larmer. Now watch the goaltender. The puck was underneath the goal stick, but Locker got the legs down to keep the puck away from the goal line, and Locker made sure it was away from the goal line. He got up and got out of there with the puck quickly.
At the conclusion of today's game, John and I will select a new Dodge player of the game, and you're absolutely right. He could not put that stick down if he had the hammerhead style.
Right. With the extended heel that they're developing up in Canada, the blade length would be shortened and cut off there and added back to the heel side.
Kind of like an oversized putter in a way.
Like a hammerhead shark with the ice, on both sides. That type of thing.
Play stop. 4:10 to go, second period. Hope you're enjoying the game here at Boston Garden this afternoon. It's had the usual amount of snarl that you expect from Bruins Rangers and also from games here in Boston. Leach and Zubov, the goal scorers, and those goals came in the first period.
Bork and Verbeek had a little meeting. You see the goal stick here. You see how it's developed. What they're trying to do now, the idea is to take a goal stick and add the heel out about 4 inches and shorten the toe back about 4 inches. And they say because of that, the shaft where it says Sherwood would be able to cover between the legs more. Add it back there and cut it off there, which is kind of interesting. Whether it'll work, I don't know, but they're trying new things.
Glenn Murray wedged off by Bukaboom. Pat Verbeek just lays it back in. 17 shots for the Rangers in this period, 9. 15 for the Bruins, 5. Moving in is Adam Oates. Oates could not get a breakaway attempt off as Leach stopped him. And a hooking call to Leach.
Hands one penalty shot. Great pass by Raymond Bork right up to Oates, up the middle. And both Leach and Bukaboom were caught. What a pass this is. Bork on the puck. Lower left. Watch the pass through the middle. Gorgeous. Hits Oates right on the tape of the blade. Now watch Bukaboom from the left side hook Oates around, and Leach gets there at the same time. Boy, that almost qualified. as a penalty shot thought.
You have to have possession of the puck. He did clear the red line. That was clear. No one between puck carrier and the goalie. The foul from behind. He may have determined that the foul was from the side.
I disagree with him. I think the foul was from behind originally and ended up from the side. That may have been a penalty shot. It should have been warranted. Bukaboom with a big cut over his right eye. 20 stitches in his last game. See, the hook's from behind originally. And then he ends up cutting him off and getting in beside him. I think he was in.
The fifth criteria is denied a reasonable scoring opportunity, and he certainly was.
I think there should have been a penalty shot.
You saw Jeff Bukaboom with all the stitches a moment ago. Leach in the box. Puck bounces over near Mark Messier. Fed over to Graves, but kept by Bork. Bork fires, and it went wide. Here's Adam Oates having it punched away, though, by Zubov. Sweeney couldn't get it. Mark Messier moving ahead. He's got Graves with him. Messier blocked away by Locker. Graves lifts it back. Played by Leach over to Zubov. The Bukaboom hook came at 16:09. Still a minute and 25 seconds of penalty time has to be killed by the Rangers. Great opportunity for the Bruins. They can get back to within one. Kasatonov a pass. Tipped off of Moger. Kasatonov ahead. Blocked loose by Noonan. The two of them shoulder. David Shaw's pass blocked loose. It is Larmer. Larmer over to Noonan. Tremendous penalty killing by the Rangers so far. But now on comes Neely. Pitches it through Zubov, and Neely back to play. Hit by Zubov. Nudged on to Oates. Pass in front, knocked down. Neely score!
That's Neely's 15th power play goal of the season. He got out of traffic. He's along the backboards. The pass doesn't go through, but it got back to Neely, and with Glenn Healy anticipating the original pass, this one right here doesn't get across, but Healy went with the pass. It didn't get there. Neely just slipped right in front, scores his first point against the Rangers this season. Moger, look at the big man, number 45 White in front. He draws the traffic. Leach is on him, and Healy couldn't stay with his puck.
Oates gets the primary assist. Kasatonov the second on Neely's 24th and 15th power play goal. A 2-1 game. Donato put one out in front. Hughes couldn't get it. Sweeney is shot, knocked down. Another shot. Oh, Hines couldn't get it home. Turnaround shot is blocked down. The Rangers outlet. All the Bruins just pouring it on after getting that goal. Kovalov lost it. It's Hughes punching it ahead. He's got Hines with him. The pass to him. Hines waits. Chased off. There'll be a penalty coming up.
Jay Wells. He went right over to Hines and cross-checked him twice up high. So the Bruins come back with Donato Hines on a line with Hughes, and did they ever get the place going? Rangers give up a power play goal, and then right away take another penalty. Look at Hines. Watch the stick once. Now the second one is a high one here, twice. And that's when Fawcett made the call. What a save off Hines by Glenn Healy as the Bruins really come out after the first goal. Look at that chopping shot and the kick save by Healy. What a shift that was by the Bruins. Remember, Oates drew a penalty on a great pass from Raymond Bork. The power play goal was scored by Neely. And then the line we just talked about kept the pace up. So with 2:07 to go in the second, another power play from Boston, and they would love to tie it up.
Is there a train rumbling through, or is that just the Garden?
Well, you can feel it, can you? Bork stays over at the bench to start this power play.
Oates, Neely, and Moger. Kasatonov and Shaw. For the Rangers, Graves and Messier up front. The defensemen will be Leach as well as Bukaboom. 1:55 left in the period. Minute 45 on the power play. Over two lines, and so play is stopped again.
Kind of wondering why Bork isn't out there to start the power play. He started the last power play but didn't last very long on it. He went off right away after he had taken a long shot, and then Kasatonov and Shaw stayed out there, and they finished the power play and scored. Here another power play starts, and Ray stays on the bench. They make a defense change, take Shaw and Kasatonov off right now, put Roloff and Sweeney out there, and Bork stays on the bench. That's strange.
He was taking on an awful lot of water. Of course, he normally perspires more than the average guy, but do you think he's just worn right now?
I don't know. They'll take he wears 5 or 6 pairs of gloves during a game. During the second intermission, they throw them in a dryer, try to dry them all and get them ready for the third period. That's how much he perspires.
90 seconds for the Rangers to kill as Messier took the pass from Graves and lobbed a bouncer. Locker scooped it aside. Roloff took over. John Roloff starting ahead. Tied up by Bukaboom. The big crunch there. Moger in, closed off by Leach. Moger taps it on back to Sweeney. Don Sweeney returns to big Sandy Moger. Moger tried to work it to Sweeney again, but it's chopped along by Graves. Good keep by Sweeney. Now it's spun down.
Whenever the Rangers try to chip the puck out along the boards, Messier's already headed up ice right at the middle looking for a shorthanded breakaway, and he has 3 shorthanded goals on the season.
Final minute of the period, final 53 seconds of the power play. Sweeney across to Oates. Fed up the wing for Naslund. Plays the corner bounce. Karpatsev flipped it. Out of play into the first row behind the Bruins bench.
There's got to be something wrong with Ray Bork. He's still not coming on the ice.
Raymond Bork getting an extra rest right now as we tell you that coming up, JB and Dave and JR will be along between periods, and we'll see scores and highlights of the other games too. This is a mystery because he's the guy that has been on the power play. As a matter of fact, he went over a whole season only missing 1 power play goal that the Bruins scored that he was not on the ice.
I'm wondering if it's fatigue or if he's not feeling well, maybe a virus, or does have an injury of some sort, but he's staying on the bench.
40 for the Rangers to kill. Kasatonov with the keep. Shaw fires wide. Oates up with it. Swung one that bounced off Bukaboom. Oates has his stick held. Puck kicked along. Neely boots it on back. Kasatonov fires, and that went off a man. Turnaround pass. Naslund sent it wide. Fed out. Kasatonov a shot knocked down by the defense. Laid back out. Larmer will chase it down. The Heat off for right now. 12 seconds to go in the power play. 18 in the period. Kasatonov rushing ahead. Alexei Kasatonov drops it over to Adam Oates. Little pass to Naslund. 3 seconds and 2 seconds now of power play time. Score! Neely! Deflection! Tie game!
Oh, baby, they love it here in Boston. What a play by Neely in deflecting the puck. Right past Glenn Healy. See the Bruins, Neely standing right in front. He's got to face the man with the puck at all times. What a deflection. Shaw just put a harmless-looking wrist shot towards the goal. Look at Neely's head. Watching the man with the puck. Watching the man with the puck. Now watch his stick. Down and back. And that pulled the puck right up over the right shoulder of Glenn Healy. What a brilliant play by a great goal scorer. A brilliant deflection by Cam Neely. We're tied at 2 with 7.4 seconds to go in the period.
John, you mentioned that Neely was frustrated.
Oh, I think so. Absolutely. But all of a sudden, that's changed in a hurry, hasn't it?
Well, it's how you channel it.
It's amazing. And that 2 power play goals that Ray Bork scored on the bench. Ray Bork sitting on the bench, pardon me. And the period expired. Clay Locker came off the bench to give his team some great goaltending in the first half of this period. Then the Boston power play and Cam Neely rolling. It's tied up.
And they're standing at the Garden to salute the Bruins. Not a very crowded line around that refreshment stand because they want to get back in their seats for the start of the third period. This game summary brought to you by Bud Ice. Neely 2 power play goals. Locker 12 for 12 in the second period in relief of Craig Billington. And Leach, as mentioned earlier, his first road goal this year. You see Mike Richter. Mike Richter not working today.
Start this third period, the Rangers without defenseman Kevin Lowe, who was injured earlier in the game. And then around 16:30 of the second period, Raymond Bork went to the bench, sat on the bench for the remainder of the period. Never moved his left arm off his left thigh. And I don't know if that's his problem or not, but he has not returned for the third period for the Bruins. Bourque made the pass to Adam Oates to set up a breakaway, which drew a penalty and a power play goal. And in my opinion, that turned the game around. Raymond's great pass up to Adam Oates. So the Bruins and the Rangers both without a defenseman for this third period.
What a significant blow that would be with 6 games left before the playoffs started, if it's long term.
It's interesting. Ray stayed on the bench for the remainder 3.5 minutes of the second period, but did not come out to start the third.
You think that might have been a cosmetic reason?
That's possible, but you know, he's such a competitor. If he had any chance of being on the ice, he'd be out there.
It is Graves and back out. No carryover, penalties or power plays at the start of the third period in this 2-2 tie. 3 of the goals in the game on power plays. Zubov and Neely with 2. Leach had the first even strength goal, and what a dash it was. Messier, a shot, fought off by Locker, rebound, popped off him, and Locker's able to cover.
Baby, what a save that was on Adam Graves. Oh my, Messier took the long shot. The puck got away from Locker, and he's hurting. There's quite a collision with Graves and Locker. He gets up slowly, now appears to be okay. This shot gets away. Now watch Graves beat his man to get to the loose puck, and Locker reaches up with his arm. Oh, what a save that was. Great concentration. Locker was down almost on his chest. There's Graves dropping the puck, and he's let go completely by Sweeney. Sweeney let Graves get in. There's the shot. What a save that was as Locker waved his hand up in the air. Graves, watch him squirt around. Sweeney, get to the loose puck. Look at Locker's left arm. Keep it up. Yes, he does. What a save.
Boy, Graves was showing what a power forward does. Just drive for that net. Sweeney sends it around behind, and it's Shaw connecting with Steve Hines, who connects with Donato. Donato looks over his options. Sweeney jams it behind. Hughes moves to it for Boston. Along for Hines. Kicked loose by Karpatsev. Laid back out. Nedved, a pass that went through Larmer and down. Gruden got there first. You may have been hearing Blaine Locker yell, "Come on, get there first," and he did for the icing touch-up.
It's good to have goaltenders that are very vocal to tell your teammates if somebody's chasing them, where they have to go to find the puck. Locker in his last start was against the Rangers. He lasted just 14 minutes, or make that 12 minutes, 53 seconds of the first period. He gave up 3 goals on 7 shots, got the hook. And then they found out that he had the health problems, and he's been able to come back. And here, he stepped in the first half of the second period, really did his job, and allowed Boston to get their power play going, and they're right back in the game.
Speaking of health problems, John, the word from down below is that the doctor is examining Ray Bourque's back.
Oh my. Maybe that's why he was sitting so erect on the bench for the last few minutes. His left arm was on his thigh. He just never moved. He didn't want to move. And he sat very erect. So you hope that's nothing serious. You hope it's just a bit of a strain. It'll go away quickly.
It is Zubov walking it on for the Rangers. Zubov's pass for Nedved, chopped away by Hughes. And Hughes gets it. Gruden put the heavy hit on Nedved. That drew a bit of a reaction from the crowd here at Boston Garden. 14,448, 10th straight sellout here in the 17th and 21 home games. Pass on over for Larmer. Gets it back for Noonan. Out in front. Karpatsev banned on the shot. Loose puck around behind. Oh, a heavy hit on Cam Stewart.
Maybe 16 on 16. What a beauty. There's an offside pass. Rangers with another scoring chance, and they've been very erratic. Karpatsev this time fanned on the puck, and then Locker kicked out the second shot. Then we had the explosion of 16 on 16. Here's where the shot is about to be taken and just missed by Karpatsev. And here's Locker making a good second save with his right foot. Boom. He kicked that out. Now watch the collision here. Oh, baby. Beautiful. Karpatsev wanted the puck here. He waves. There's the signal. He gets it. And it's bouncing a little bit, and he flat out missed. And good concentration on Nedved by Locker.
Boy, look at this defensive zone face-off dominance in the important ones won by the Rangers. This is an offensive zone face-off for them, and they've won that one. Leach wide with the shot. So they are 10 out of 15 on offensive zone face-off.
Second half of this game, the Rangers shooting has been very, very erratic.
Roloff with a pass that got hung up in skates. Roloff again, trickled it out, and Bookeboom put it right on goal, but caught a man offside. Play stopped here at Boston Garden. Our game is tied at 2. In this 2-2 tie, Karpatsev ahead. Big shot answered by Locker. Well, he wanted it that time, and did he ever deliver? But so did Locker. Now Cam Neely. Kept by Zubov. But to the corner. Big Nick Kyprios lays it behind. Nemchinov there. Hammered by Roloff. Gets back up to play. From his knees still playing. Kovalov couldn't get loose. Nemchinov in front. Diving play made by Neely. Or it would have been a wonderful opportunity for Nemchinov.
That was Neely's man. Neely read the play defensively. Did a great job as the Rangers controlled the puck on the backboards.
Naslund sets for Neely. Help from Bookeboom. Right on the stick of Verbeek. The same for Messier. Moving in with Graves. Mark Messier turning. Coming by was Leach. Had a duel with Neely. Ahead come the Bruins. Followed up by Oates. Looked like they were going to break out well, but now more deliberately, Naslund plays it in. And Leach. But now Sweeney. Sweeney and Shaw, the defense combination for Boston in this 2-2 tie. A steal by Leach. Ryan Leach is in. Save Locker. Oh, man.
He made the save. The puck went off his right glove and ended up in his left glove. He looked like a magician. How'd it get there? Explain to me how the puck gets from the stick glove to the other glove. Keep your eye on the puck. Hits his right glove and ends up in his left glove. He doesn't even know. Oh, there it is. How'd it get there? That was the Don Sweeney turnover. Brian Leach with a shot, and Locker performing some magic.
Feathered behind by Hughes. Driven off by Shaw. Steve Hines able to chip it back out. Peter Nedved back to get it. In this period, the Bruins are shotless. 3:50 have been played. The Rangers have come up with 5 shots and some strong ones on Blaine Locker. Donato flops it back to the corner. Chopped at by Hughes. Follow up from Donato. Rolled it around. Hughes just now getting up, able to play it back, but Zubov got it on to Noonan. Ryan Noonan looking ahead for Larmer. To Nedved. Nedved in, got it to Noonan. Pulled it loose and fired one that was deflected off the glass. Kasatonov for the Bruins defense. Just flies it on his backhand down.
Boston without 2 of their top 5 forwards due to injury. Stumple and Smolinski. Now without Ray Bourque. The Rangers better stay away from bad penalties. It's hurt them as Boston has 2 power play goals. Boston hanging in there right now, even though they're depleted.
Does it seem like they're just hanging on?
Well, it seems like the Rangers are trying to force the puck deep, knowing that Bourque's not there. And Bourque is usually on the ice every second shift. So that's a lot of ice time, and he's a control player. He'll control the play, and that will be missing.
That's the good side of Jeff Bookeboom right now.
Last game he played, 21 stitches above his right eye. He said, yeah, I took 20 and the puck took 10. The puck came in and caught him above his right eye, and it was a nasty gash right down to the bone, and the doctors took about an hour to try and suture the thing closed. Yesterday the eye was almost closed because of the swelling. Today he's able to play, and the helmet not sliding down to bother him. Tough player, loves playing here in the Boston Garden because of the proximity of the play. It's just things happen quicker here.
You were mentioning Nedved, and one of the things that the coaching staff for the Rangers was commenting about was the fact that he's got more facial scars now. Playing tougher, and it shows.
It means he's been in the trenches. You don't go in the trenches, you don't have any souvenirs. That's the trenches. We're looking at some of the trenches right now.
Big guys battling it. Came over to Dave Shaw. Tipped by Cherkowski. Off of Kyprios, but he recovers. Leach chipped it further. Shaw sent it the other way.
Okay, bud, okay.
More news on Raymond Bourque. Back spasms. Not sure whether he'll be back or not.
Cherkowski hit by Bookeboom. Getting out of the way of a crunch was Kovalov. Trickled one that is cut off by Cherkowski. Kovalov goes down. Play continues. Matt Naslund up with it. Backhander save made by Healy.
Cherkowski got knocked down. He kept playing, kept going to the puck. Ended up in front on the last shot, saved by Healy. Cherkowski's played well. Brian Sutter said he's learning the game. He's learning the defensive aspect of it, and he works hard offensively. There's Cherkowski going after the puck. He gets away with a little bit of a hook, and I think a dive. Yes, a dive by Kovalov. He appeals. Now he's free to go to the net, which he does well here, and screens Healy. almost every shift Cherkasky's played today has been a good one, aside from the penalty he took when he hit Zubov.
We noticed again, as we did in New Jersey, how focused Healy was during the warm-up, and his concentration has stayed strong despite the fact that's his first shot on goal in this period. 5.5 minutes have been played, and his first shot was a tough one. Work to the point. Sweeney over to Shaw, kept it alive. Wrist one. It glanced off Healy and popped behind. It's in!
I think it may have hit Murray, number 44, in front. A big, big goal for Boston. Their first that even strengthened the game to give them the lead with 14:23 to go. Watch 44. It hit his stick, and then it hit Healy. It goes up in the air and off Glenn Healy's back. Crawls down his back inside the goalpost over the line, a goal. Will it be appealed for a high stick? I don't think it was. Oh, good play by Glenn Murray. So that's two of the three goals that have beaten Glenn Healy have been fine deflections. That one by Murray and one by Cam Neely. This actually hits Healy, the crossbar, Healy, and in the net. What a play. David Shaw shot.
The robots are showing the effect of the goal. We cannot reproduce with the robots the way that one was scored. That's just humans. And iron and all the rest. And wood. Here's Verbeek. Flip back in. Murray gets the goal from Shaw and Cam Neely. Neely has figured in all three goals, and here comes Adam Oates. He's got Murray going wide. The pass is broken up by Boom. Jeff Boom shoves it on down to Graves. Little pass on to Pat Verbeek. Verbeek working on Shaw. Pat Verbeek chased around behind, tried to get it in front. Plenty of Bruins there. Don Sweeney brings it back and hands on. Oh, what a hit on Murray by Boom.
Murray stood up to it, never got knocked down. 213 pounds. You can see why Adam Oates wants him on the left wing.
Boom lays it around. Huscroft put one in front, jammed along by Oates. Healy strong in the goal after the fluky one went off of him. Roll-off shot is saved. Hines left it behind. Messier turning. Stoppage of play. Penalty coming up. It'll be on the Rangers.
The holding call. And I think Boom will go. Started with a face-off, lost by the Rangers. A goal by Murray, and they've carried the play since. Kill for these two teams.
Carpet set with a lot of room. The Bruins will have Sweeney on the left point and Shaw on the right. If you've just joined us and you follow hockey a lot, you wonder where Raymond Bourque is. A lot of Bruins fans are wondering the same thing. Back spasms is the diagnosis. He's not even at the bench. Zubov saw it go by. Cherkasky there. Whirls around behind. Mariusz Cherkasky of the Bruins on this power play gave it back to Shaw. Over to Sweeney. Sweeney wrists one. Jab to the corner. Steve Larmer for the Rangers. Pulling away from Knipchier, but put it off Naslund. Zubov tries to drill it. Cherkasky kept it alive, and from the rail played by Knipchier and then floated out.
Now you'll see the big boys step on the ice for Boston. Here comes Oates. Here comes Neely. Neely has two power play goals in the game, excuse me.
And one assist to figure in all of the scoring for Boston. Naslund comes off to the bench, replaced by Murray. So it's Oates and Neely and Murray, with Roloff and Kasatonov. Wells defending with Leach, Graves and Messier up front, and the puck out of play.
You know, Neely had only had 8 goals in 27 lifetime games against the Rangers.
Is there any accounting for that?
And then all of a sudden, boom, I don't know. And then all of a sudden, bang, there he is. He comes out of nowhere, makes great plays. He's so subtle with his great plays and his strength. 2 are in the net, the game's tied. And then he gets an assist on the go-ahead goal. Against the Bruins, he only had 2 goals in 8 games as a Vancouver Canuck.
They've just made a change in the scoring. We've mentioned that he figured in all 3, but it's an assist being taken from Neely and given to Don Sweeney. So that's how it goes on the...
He was on the ice.
He gets a plus. All right, Sweeney goes back, still on the power play with 43 seconds for the Rangers to kill. They trail in the game that they were leading 2-0 by a score of 3-2. Worked on to Neely. Right into Healy. Glenn Healy lifts one that goes back out. Striding for it is Mark Messier. He's gotten there, but could not take it cleanly. Now it's Graves. And then Oates.
That's that play again we were talking about in the second period. When the puck's chipped out, Rangers shorthanded. Messier will head up ice looking for the break.
Don Sweeney away from two. Sweeney over to Oates. Oates drifts it back. Kasatonov in deep. Kasatonov looking for Murray. Comes around and shoots one, and a save made by Healy. Tapped away by Messier. Mark Messier able to play it ahead, and all the way back down as penalty time is up to Bookavoon.
Oh, Wells and Neely, what a battle. Oh, baby.
No icing. The Bruins bring it back. Glenn Murray on with Neely, got it to Oates. Now Murray in front, and Neely just held back enough by Mark Messier's hook. Shaw chipped it along. Pumped away by Zubov. Played ahead by Shaw. Under 11 to go now in this 3-2 game. Hines with a head-hunting scorcher off the glass. Striding ahead is Kovalov. Can he get there? Oh, John Gruden turned it along. Then on back deeper. Twisting with it is Nemchinov, and then Karpatsev fires, turned aside. Great contest here at Boston Garden. We hope you're enjoying it on Fox. Nemchinov had that one slowed by Locker and tipped back to John Gruden. Lays it along. Steve Hines up with it. It is Adam Oates trying to shake loose to go by the defense. Hines in two. Nemchinov turns back. Gives it across to Kovalov. Tries for Nemchinov. Wedged out by Hughes. They continue the battle. Driven back off again by Roloff. 10 minutes to go. Regulation time. And Zubov spins one off the stick of Steve Larmer. Jamie Huscroft on for Hines. Got it across to Knipscher, but a very quick check. Knocks it loose and Leach back out to Larmer. Larmer across. Ryan Leach brings it on. Gives to Noonan. Waits. Fires. Save! Walker. Play is stopped at Boston Garden. 3-2 Bruins.
And you want to see two warriors that are battling for every step, every inch. Neely and Wells. They wouldn't back up.
Not a game for the faint of heart. Messier in on the draw with Oates. To Leach. Shoots! Got the glass.
Another erratic shot by the Rangers.
Murray, close quarters to Sweeney, yanked around behind. Dave Shaw, who's seen a lot of ice time with the absence of Bourque, lifted that one. Hooked along to Adam Oates. So Bookavoon to play for the Rangers. They had a 2-0 lead on the strength of goals by Leach and Zubov in the first period. Neely with a couple of power play goals in the second. And then here in the third, the tie broken. Here's Messier moving in, but they ruled an offside pass.
One linesman was yelling, no, no, it was okay. The other linesman called it. That's why Messier's got a different look on his face. Bookavoon took the puck a few moments ago in his own zone, had lots of time, because the Rangers were doing what you call holding up the Boston Bruins. Really trying them to stop from getting in quickly to hit Bookavoon. And you have to do that in a small arena. You have to buy time for your defenseman. Now here we'll have the face-off right at center ice. And I think that's the linesman saying they made a mistake on the call.
Yep, center ice face-off. That's the reason. Sandy Moger, a tricep strain. Not sure if he's going to be back, but that kind of size is missed. He's played effectively today. Here comes Glenn Murray. Murray looks for Neely. Chipped away by Messier. Right back out to Graves. Lays it over for Bookavoon. Murray moving in with Messier. Graves comes by to take it. Graves just bear hugged a bit by Don Sweeney. Trying to dig it out as Pat Verbeek, but Murray closed on him. Now to the back. Shot by Bookavoon is turned aside by Shaw. Cam Neely looks ahead to Oates. Skipped it down. Bookavoon touches for the icing. 8:26 to go in the third period of our contest from Old Boston Garden. Boston Garden. Here is Karpatsev with a shot off the chest of Locker. Rebound picked up by Cherkasky. Hustles out if they hurry a 3-on-2, but the Rangers hurry as well. Cherkasky put it into Healy.
Offside the call. That was an interesting save by Locker. I think if there's one thing they like to get him to do is to turn more on angle shots so you're more square to the shooter. When Karpov shot the puck from the bad angle, Locker was looking up towards center ice. His shoulders were square right at the middle of the ice surface. And he's got to learn in deep near his goal line to turn a little bit to his right in this particular instance. See how he's looking now? He's starting to face up towards center ice. See, now he's turned sideways. You still want to be over, turning the other way. There was some room over his shoulder, and there was some room down by his hip. Yet he did make the save.
Here is Noonan. Ryan Noonan wrapped but escaped. Nedved hit. Noonan hands over to Zubov. Can't get through. Noonan tried to recover, knocked away by Cherkasky. Cherkasky in a 2-on-1, gives to Matt Naslund, fires, save, Healy, rebound, score!
This Cherkasky's had some game. Finally gets a goal to go with his hard work. 2-on-1 by the Bruins. Take a reverse angle look at this. The Rangers look like Zubov was going to do something with the puck as he gets it here. But watch the Bruins as they strip him. They strip the puck away from him right there. Bang! Cherkasky with a great play to lead the 2-on-1 and give the puck to Naslund. Good shot and a good save. Cherkasky shows some guts. He just drives to the puck, gets it on the backhand, and beats Glenn Healy before he's pulled down into the boards. Cherkasky makes a great play all the way up ice and is rewarded with his backhand shot and a 2-goal lead for the Bruins. Shots on goal, it's low, so there'll be a rebound. Great play by Cherkasky.
Cherkasky, 23 years of age, from Radomsko, Poland, has gotten his team some insurance. Boston at one time trailed 2-0. They lead 4-2. Kovalov bringing it ahead. Hope checked away. Boy, the Bruins tight defensively can really be that now.
There's a penalty to Bukaboom. And Huskroff goes after him. The original to Bukaboom. You know the play here, Mike? Kovalov tries to beat 4 people at the blue line with the puck, and that creates a turnover and gets everybody in trouble. Now you're going to see the puck in the air. Bukaboom goes as you see the hand closing the puck in. There's a high hit by Bukaboom. Hughes should have had a penalty for closing his hand on the puck. Bukaboom should have a penalty for high sticking. You see Hughes deking and diving with the puck, and Bukaboom with a high hit right in the face as they take penalties. Then Kovalov made the whole thing happen. He had the puck at the blue line, tried to beat 4 people with it. If he gets it deep, none of that stuff happens. There was a turnover created when the puck went into the air.
Well, at this point, we'll guess that the penalties will cancel. A minor is up on the board to Huskroft, and a minor up on the board, the original to Bukaboom. So Huskroft stepped in to make sure that one of his teammates was not being hammered, and at the same time took himself off.
He stuck up for his teammate, knowing he had a 2-goal lead at the time. Now, Kovalov's gift is stick handling in this sport. Now, at the bottom of the screen, you'll see him get the puck. Now, watch what he does near the blue line here. He's a gifted stick handler. There's 5 Bruins close to him. Look how he tries to beat everybody. The puck goes into the air. There's the turnover. If he goes deep with the puck, those types of things don't happen. He's trying to learn. It's a bad habit he has, and the coaches are working with him almost daily to break the habit. It's just not working yet.
Remember the '92 Olympics? That's what Victor Tikhonov was saying. He's just too fancy, too much of a show-off sometimes. Of course, if he sees 5 guys there, I'm sure in his heart he thinks he can beat them all.
He's gifted. He's skilled, but not in the National Hockey League. Absolutely not.
Nedved. Oh, good shot by Nedved. He was going for the upper right.
He misses the net. The Rangers have been erratic in the second half at shooting the puck. It just has not hit the net enough. And when it has, Locker's been there.
9 shots, 8 Rangers in the period, but the Bruins have the lead in the game 4-2. Cherkasky's goal at 12-17 had just 1 assist, Matt Naslund. Leach walks it ahead. Ryan Leach couldn't get a shot away because of Sweeney. Around it swirled near Zubov. Nedved across. Ryan Leach takes that one. Deals it on over for Nedved. Nedved around. Fed one for Messier, but he was defended by Sweeney. Leach put it off Naslund. Boy, Don Sweeney is one tremendous player in this game in particular this afternoon.
Well, he and David Shaw have had a lot of ice time.
Zubov's pass over to Nedved. Nedved spun one in front. Messier backhander saved by Locker.
And Locker was down waiting for the backhand before the backhand was even taken. It's very difficult for a player to elevate the puck when you're on your backhand and you're skating away from the goal. So Locker dropped down. Good hustle by the Rangers. They pinned the Bruins in, but the Bruins didn't give up much. Now look at Locker. He's already down. Here comes a shot. Messier was skating towards center ice, and at the same time taking the backhand. The goaltender read the play, got down expecting the low shot, and there it was. Locker's been perfect since he went in.
42 shots attempted, 30 have gone on goal. But your point is well taken. Some of the better opportunities that have been missed were the ones where they would have had
Leach.
Locker at their will.
Leach, Karpovtsov. We've seen others, Nedved.
Well, it's roll-off. Both teams a man short for another half minute. You see the time left in this one. Neely with 2, Murray and Cherkasky with goals each for Boston. Leach and Zubov for the New York Rangers. Leach's pass came to Kasatonov. Lock the enemy of the Rangers right now. Kasatonov and the Bruins can just continue to lay it back in. Take their chances. Again, they are without Raymond Bourque in this third period because of back spasms. Here's Zubov peeling his way in. Now hands on to Leach. Back to Zubov. Zubov fed one in front. Locker knocked it down. Kicked that into Locker. Backhander score! Pat Verbeek.
Oh, is that an effort? Locker's mad. He says he had the puck under his body and it was kicked loose. Verbeek didn't quit. Verbeek will get the majority of his goals around the goal net. Locker's really hot. Finally beaten by the Rangers as he's really played well. See, Zubov and Leach are paired together to give Rangers offense, and it works for them right there. Both of them get together. Now watch Verbeek go to the front. There he is, and he fights and battles and kicks, and the puck is loose off the goalpost. As Verbeek was going down, he backhands the puck, and the Rangers are back within 1. Verbeek is a gritty, tough little forward around the net. Look at him chop the puck away right there from Locker. Actually looked like Locker had it, and Verbeek chopped it away with his stick. See, Locker looks like, does he have the puck here? Does he have his glove on? It looks like it, and it's chopped away by Verbeek. The referee did not blow the whistle, so Verbeek kept working and scored. Again, see Verbeek kicking it. Now gets his stick free, is tackled, and banks it in.
That was not a whirlwind kind of goal by Pat Verbeek, but it gets his team back to within 1. Zubov and Leach assisting on Verbeek's 15th at 14:47. Why should this be easy for anybody? 4-3 now. Boston by 1.
We've seen some battle here. The Bruins have really shown me something with the injuries and losing Raymond Bourque. Now the Rangers battle back to show their stuff.
Pat Verbeek lobs it ahead. Messier recovers. Verbeek strides into it with Messier on the wing, but offside.
Verbeek was forced at the blue line. He went lateral as Messier was darting in with speed.
Full house at Boston Garden. 4-3 the Bruins in the third period. With John Davidson, Mike Emmerich in this historic old house on Causeway Street. We all had anticipated a wonderful game, hard-hitting, maybe a lot of scoring, maybe not, but a fierce game, and have we ever seen it here? The outcome still in doubt. Star players on both sides going head-to-head in matchups.
And again, you see the Rangers pair Leach and Zubov together just to get offense. They normally don't play together, but they need offense as they trail by 1.
Leach on to Messier. Couldn't trickle it through to Graves. Neely on to Oates. Leach defending him. Zubov back to play it. Flipped one off the back of his goal, and it kicked along to Verbeek. Pat Verbeek got his team back within 1 just moments ago from Zubov and Leach. Neely with 2 goals. Murray and Cherkasky 1 each for Boston. Leach, Zubov, and Verbeek have scored for the Rangers, and Pat Verbeek kept that one, laid it back on. Adams twists it over to Messier. Mark Messier to the back. But offside.
Zubov was up ice. He was slow getting to the blue line, and Messier's pass was just barely offside. This is the last goal the Rangers scored. Locker has stopped everything since coming in after the first period. It took 24 shots to finally beat him, and it was a gritty play by Verbeek, who's tackled as he's falling to the ice. He banked the puck off the backhand side of his stick off the goalpost, and the Rangers are alive, back in it with 4:06 to go, down by 1.
And Raymond Bourque is not on the ice for the entire third period because of back spasms. So the Bruins are missing one of their most important players from the 3 big stars that they have in their lineup. Bookeboom got it onto Karpatsev. Larmer hands on to Nedved, who steams ahead. On John Gruden. Nedved shot high off a blocker. Trickler bunted loose. Another stop by Locker as the Rangers tried to put it in front. Kovalov thrown down to the ice. Nedved comes by. Sped it across. It's tipped from Larmer. Knipscher on him. Follow up from Kasatonov. The keep by Karpatsev and sent wide. 3.5 to go.
Gruden, who just chipped the puck out, has played both forward and defense in this game, and what a luxury that is to have on your lineup.
Shift change for both teams. 33 shots for the Rangers. 27 for Boston. For the Rangers in this period, 13 for the Bruins, 7. The most important stat is the one in the upper left. Not only the frozen scoreboard, but the one that keeps moving down to about the last 3 minutes. Verbeek with a pass, thrown off by Murray. Steve Hines for Boston, able to finesse it by Leach. Zubov back. Pass ahead for Messier. As though the Rangers were about to make a change there. Mark Messier able to get it to Leach.
Well, the Rangers trying to get Messier's unit on the ice every second shift now.
Graves around the roulette wheel. Messier to take it. Messier fed it in front. Neely springs one that comes back and is kept nicely by Zubov, but a follow-up from Neely. Pat Verbeek trying to take him. Neely able to breeze on by. Neely in front. Score!
It's a hat trick. And we have a blizzard of hats all over the Boston Garden ice surface. What a play! He just pulled away from the forward Verbeek. Moved in, and with a deadly accurate shot, scored. Watch the right side of the ice. That's Neely. He doesn't get the puck out of the zone. But watch him follow up as Zubov tries to. Leach is held up by Glenn Murray, and there's only Verbeek back. And the power, the skating stride of Neely, and the accuracy of the shot right up over the shoulder of Healy underneath the crossbar. It's a hat trick for Cam Neely. Watch him shield off the stick with his arm. Get rid of it. Throw it away. Dart in. Take a look now. And there's the top corner. What a release that was. The Bruins have 5. Neely has 3 of them. The power, the balance, the stride. Hang on to the puck. Take a look. Neely's heads up. He looks. Bang. Top corner. You're seeing one of the greatest power forwards to play the game. And this is the power and the goal-scoring skills that Neely has. He scored 2 power play goals. Now 1 at even strength.
Second hat trick of the year, the first coming against Philadelphia. 13th career hat trick for Cam Neely.
He had gone 7 straight periods against the Rangers this year without a point. Yet he had 17 shots on goal. They just didn't go in. And all of a sudden on the power play, he went to work. One was an open net that he just banged the puck into. One was a brilliant, brilliant deflection. And then you saw the work on that play. So somebody lost a hat. They are out of hats.
It's been a mild day. Not everybody wore one.
Have a long walk home.
Indeed.
Old Boston Garden. Comes the other. Here comes the shoes now. We got 2 pair out there.
Well, we could be in for a lengthy delay here. If the foot gear is coming from all over.
I know. See, this is Neely. He does Nike commercials.
Yeah, I know.
This is it. The Nike commercial's gone to work. Look at his smile. You know, he knows what it's all about. Here comes the Nikes. You gotta be kidding.
You pay the price of admission and you come to a game like this, young or old, in an historic place. Maybe you throw the sunglasses that you wear. It's starting to get a little crazy with that.
Enough's enough now.
But you anticipate, you look at the rosters and you say, gee, I wonder if we're going to see a great play by that guy Leach today. Or maybe one of our guys, like Cam Neely, if you're a Bostonian, is going to make a great... This is a wonderful reward for paying the price of admission.
Oh, we saw Leach 50 seconds into the game make a brilliant play to score. Then Cam Neely now has 3. Wow.
The Bud Ice game summary. A hat trick for Neely. 24 saves in 37 minutes for Blaine Locker. Leach with a goal and an assist. The Bruins seem on their way to 2 more points, but we have 2:28 to go. If that's the case, they are secure in 4th. They were tied in points with New Jersey coming into today. And if the playoffs were to begin tomorrow, it would be 4th against 5th, and Boston would have home ice. But the most important thing in all of this is what is at stake for the New York Rangers. They are trailing by 2 with that 2:28 to go. They will stay with 41 points if they lose this. They will have 4 games left. Hartford will have 1 in hand. Montreal will have 1 in hand. And the line in 11 days is drawn between position 8 and position 9.
The Rangers will have 4 of their last 5 on home ice. Well, good luck getting home there, pal. Looks like he's had a few miles on those things anyway. Oh, my. We're having fun in the Boston Garden. Mike, I was here the other night for the basketball game, the last regular season game ever to be played here. It was just a great evening. And here this afternoon, the fans have had some fun. Cam Neely, their sports star in this city, has just come alive with 3 goals. He has just provided such entertainment here. For the Rangers, it's been an up and down season. That face of Sergei Nemchinov tells it all.
Let's look ahead to what the Rangers have.
Yeah, 4 of the last 5 on home ice, but it's a big week. Tomorrow, Monday, Washington. Wednesday, Tampa Bay. Friday and Sunday, and then the last game against Florida. So 11 days left in the season. A lot riding for a lot of different teams.
And right now, on this date, only the Islanders are out of it.
Tampa Bay.
All but out.
Yeah, all but out.
But realistically, even by then, they could still be alive. And so none of these are going to be that easy. And, of course, when you're playing the Islanders, as a New York Ranger, it's not simple either. Here's Leach with a shot. Save made by Locker, and he covers.
Everything towards the goal now for the Rangers. Verbeek and Murray, nose to nose.
Let's check in Hollywood with James Brown for this NHL update.
All right, Mike, a real battle taking place between Buffalo and Philly. Take a look at the go-ahead goal here. To the right of the crease, Donald Audette right there in the crease, taps it in. Talk about an alert play. That put Buffalo up 3-2 late in the 3rd. We take you back to Mike Emmerich.
9 straight wins for Philadelphia. 2 straight losses for Buffalo. They've only won 1 of 8, and they're another one of those teams that's on the outside looking in right now.
And they have the most games remaining, however, does Buffalo in this conference, as Glenn Healy's gone to the bench. But they have a home and home with Montreal, does Buffalo. Those will be the key games. Rangers with 6 attackers, just under 2 minutes to go.
The net empty. Messier wins it back to Leach. Leach on across to Zubov. Adam Oates broke it up. Messier swung it across. David Shaw just lobs one that bounces back down.
That's the smartest play. If you lob the puck, you won't get caught for icing and it buys time. If you fire it down hard, obviously it's an icing call. Cam Neely would love to get 4, wouldn't he?
Leach would just want to get 1 right now. Locker pumps it along. Kept alive by the Rangers. Now it's Graves. Leach around for Messier behind, but off the back of the goal. Swept by Oates. Pinching in is Zubov. And back down. Leach hustles back to take this one. It'll be an icing. 1:12 to go.
And Rangers still have their timeout, and I think Coley Campbell may be advised to use it here, as Leach looked exhausted trying to get back to the loose puck. Looks like Campbell trying to signal now, or thinking about finding the referee. Yes, he does. That we will have a timeout, I believe. No, the referee did not catch the signal. The play will go ahead. Coley Campbell thinks it's been seen by the referee, and it hasn't.
So now you get a player to go out and tell him.
Actually, it worked for about another 15 or 20 seconds of time that he bought. in the referee not seeing it. It bought a few more seconds for his team to get a rest. And at the same time, the Bruins defense, without Bork for the third period, they get a chance to rest people like David Shaw and Sweeney, who have played so much and played so well. Sweeney a couple of giveaways he wouldn't want to mention too much, but he's played well considering his ice time.
See Joe Kocur at the bench.
The Rangers have had primarily a three-line game here, so Kocur and his two line mates have not seen a lot of ice. Last Sunday we saw 4 goals from Brett Hull, and there's an empty net here for Cam Neely to try to get his 4th goal.
Cam Neely has been sparkling here in this game today. You talk about rallying your team back from what seemed hopeless, even in the second period. The Rangers were playing so well.
I still think the key play of the game, though, was the pass from Bork to hit Oates for the breakaway. The Rangers' Bukaboom pulled him down and took a penalty. Then Boston got the power play goals, 2 in a row. But that original pass by Bork just seemed to set everything up, got it all going.
The new Dodge player of the game is Cam Neely. Dodge is proud to donate $1,000 in Cam Neely's name to the Amateur Hockey Association of his choice. He has been so linked with that Hub B crest that it's easy to forget he started with a different team.
Vancouver Canucks actually scored 2 goals against the Bruins.
Sweeney rolls it around. Larmer takes it there, jams it behind, along for Messier. Net empty. 6 attackers for the Rangers, but here comes Shaw with a 2-goal lead. Shaw flips it back in. Messier will take it deeper.
Hard to believe Neely's had problems with a bad hip the way he skated.
Messier lays it ahead for Leach, held up by Murray though. Don Sweeney turns with it, tried to lift it out, that failed. Adam Oates had it knocked off. Zubov a shot, pad stop blocker, rebound in front. Larmer couldn't get a shot away, goes down, puck underneath. Puck squirts loose now over to Verbeek.
The hand pass.
And play is stopped.
Larmer had the puck underneath his body and pushed it ahead. Verbeek got it. The referee did not see it. The linesman way back at the blue line side. Plus the net, as you see, is off the mooring again. The same right side. 3 times the Lockers bumped it. Zubov will end up with a shot here. Good kick save, but the rebound got back out front. Now here's Larmer. He'll be knocked down. Now watch him as he falls on top of the puck, sweep the puck underneath his body. And Verbeek goes and gets it. There's a little sweep with his hand. I don't know why he was upset. You can't do that in the offensive zone. You can in your own zone. 34.6 seconds to go, and Coley Campbell's now put Glenn Healy back in goal. And the big boys off the ice for the Rangers. Messier's line sits. Peter Nedved comes out.
Well, from the tie-up, Kovalov couldn't get it, but Zubov could. Across to Leach, but it's Murray. Cranks it around. Kovalov couldn't stop. It swirled into the seats. Coming into the game today, Cam Neely had played in 2 of the 3 games, had 14 shots and no goals. Today, 7 shots and 3 goals. And what about next week on Fox? These same Rangers will be in Philadelphia to take on the Legion of Doom. Lindros, Renberg, LeClaire, and the Flyers. Pittsburgh will be here in Boston. Chicago and Detroit. Washington and Florida. St. Louis and San Jose. Sweeney around behind. Kiprios out in front. Shot by Leach. Bedelov score! Kovalov in front of the net. And it's a 5-4 game. Boston with 15.4 to go.
Boy, oh boy. You never know. I guess you just never know. From the draw, the Rangers make it happen. Let's watch the face-off as the puck looks like the Bruins have complete control of it. And there you see the hustle, and somehow the puck got back in front. And there's Kovalov banging the puck in off of Locker from behind the net. 15.4 seconds to go now. There's Locker trying to get there, and all of a sudden the puck changes direction. Past him, he's down, he reaches, and the puck actually goes off the outside of his goal stick. It's 5-4. Now Healy's gone back to the bench. And the big boys back on the ice for the Rangers. Here we go, Mike.
Boy, does Campbell ever look brilliant on this. Now the net empty. Leach and Messier. And Nedved and Graves. It's dumped back out to Zubov. Across to Leach. 8 to go. They got to hurry. Graves shot one that went off Shaw. Moving in at Sweeney. Nedved trying to kick it loose. And the siren goes. straight years. A winning record for the Bruins at home and overall. 5-4, they win this one.